The Donald Trump story is basically the same as this story. The mainstream dinosaur media trying to spin that this isn't Islamic terror, and it being so obvious it's blowing up in their face, and Donald Trump coming on, and the media not responding to anything he said, other than the fact that he said, I've got a lot of credibility and a good reputation with people he respects. Wonder who he's talking about. The point is, they then misrepresent in all these articles, over 2,000 of them. Look at this Vanity Fair. It's the perfect example of deception. They twist and misrepresent more than 10 things that I supposedly believe. They say, I believe there was no moon landing. Everyone knows I detail that I believe there was a moon landing, and there's also a larger secret space program they admit's going on. I've been criticized for saying the moon landings I believe were real. They don't even show where I said that. They just lie. That's what they do. I want to just say something, and I want to give thanks. I was thinking about this morning for the providence and the support that God has given Infowars. And I want to thank God for the great crew, the great reporters, and the people behind the scenes that make this possible. And you, the viewers and listeners, our affiliates, the station owners, managers, our sponsors, everybody. You have made this operation possible. I get so angry fighting the globalist that I kind of overheat sometimes, like a football coach that gets mad on the sidelines, even when you're winning the game, because it just means everything to me. But at least we're awake and trying to do something. I see other people that think this is all a joke, and it makes me think of the passage from the famous song All Along the Watchtower, where Jimi Hendrix says, there are many here among us who think that life is but a joke. But you and I, we've been through that. This is not our fate. So let us stop talking falsely now, because the hour is getting late. And that's why Donald Trump came on this show, was to be radical, was to get in the face of the system, was to have them come out and attack him as a 9/11 truther so he can bring up the 28 pages and the rest of it. And they've partially taken the bait, but not completely. And I've had some behind-the-scenes conversations with some of his campaign people, and I've had some short behind-the-scenes conversations with Donald Trump that if the media knew about those, they'd really be freaking out and running around screaming. So am I 100% sold on Donald Trump? No. I mean, I was 50, 60% for him, months ago, still ambiguous. And but the stuff he's been doing has been so positive. Just the facts he's bringing up are so incendiary to the other side that we have to defend him, because the ideas he's putting out in general are very good. I like Rand Paul. I like Ted Cruz. I like Donald Trump. And then I watched Donald Trump be misrepresented in the media, and I'm going to talk about this later after Joe Biggs leaves us and Paul Watson leaves us. I'm going to have them all on together coming up in the next segment. I see what they do to him. It's what they do to me. I mean, they get on the news and say, Alex Jones is a 9/11 truther. He believes the New York Police Department blew up the towers. That's a quote from Bill O'Reilly and people more than a decade ago. No, I said Saudi Arabia was involved. Our government stood down, bare minimum. The 28 pages now show that. I talked to the top experts involved. I interviewed the police officers that were there that talked about the countdown to blow up Building 7. We don't know exactly what happened, but we're not being given the truth about 9/11, just like we notice Obama is basically running ISIS right now. This rabbit hole goes deep, people. Why is the government of Europe and the United States bringing in millions of jihadis that just attacked us again out in California, and the media is practicing covering this up and saying, turn our guns in? They said in literally over 100 articles that I had time to even glance at. It's a talking point that Trump goes on man's show who believes moon landing didn't happen. Whenever they brought up to Al Gore that global warming had stopped 10 years ago in Congress, he said, oh, and you believe the moon landings didn't happen. That is a default statement. Now, I say the moon landings happened, and I detail that. And I get criticized by the people on the other side that think they're fake. Think it's fake if you want. I've done the research. I know it's real. But I certainly don't deserve the media, without a link of where I said it, saying the moon landings didn't happen. But see, that's how they deceive their audiences, and that's why they're losing credibility. It's ridiculous. But this is how they turn it around. And this is the culture that gets pushed now. Can you imagine if a Christian or a conservative or a libertarian or a veteran had just killed 14 people at a Christmas party in San Bernardino, California? I mean, this last guy was a cross-dressing mental patient with sex crime background who was a Democrat. It's all come out now. But it mattered. The first 2 days, they said he was a Republican. And just statistically, just like Senator Cruz said a few days ago, you can say what you want about conservatives, libertarians, Republicans, veterans. They have the lowest crime rate statistically there is. It's a fact. Black Republicans have the lowest crime rate in a racial spread of blacks. White Republicans have the lowest crime rate in a racial spread of whites. Asian Republicans have the lowest crime rate in a racial spread of Asians. Hispanics, same deal. It is a fact. It is a unequivocal fact by giant margins. And you people try to continue to act like veterans, gun owners, conservatives, Christians, libertarians, constitutionalists, red-blooded Americans are the problem, and we're terrorists, and we're going to kill everybody, and all you got to point to is Oklahoma City that was as phony as the $3 bill. That's one thing Vanity Fair, CNN, and literally 2,000 plus publications got right, was when they said, an Oklahoma City truther. Donald Trump comes on Oklahoma City Truther's show. Yeah, you're right. I've interviewed the police officers, the witnesses, the general that exposed it all. I've got the hotel receipts. WorldNet Daily got them. LA Times interviewed the FBI agents that blew the whistle about all the other guys that were with McVeigh. But they were federal agents, folks. CIA, FBI, ATF, and German intelligence. And the FBI guys came out and were in the LA Times talking about this. I mean, I've just done my research. But they know the public sector, so they go, there were no Muslims celebrating. Donald Trump is a liar. In fact, they're even saying now at 2 different soccer games that no one yelled Allah Akbar as an insult during the minute of silence for the French attacks. And, of course, it was.
Did you know that only 6 corporations control 90% of what millions of Americans see, hear, and read every single day? It's the illusion of choice. Think about it. The mainstream media is owned by only a handful of megacorporations with vested interests. But on the other hand, the internet is an interconnected network of billions of sources. So you can research information for yourself from multiple sources, or you can blindly accept what you hear or read in the mainstream media, never questioning what you are being told. This gives you a false sense of reality. I mean, do you actually know what you think you know? Or have you been programmed to accept someone else's version of events? Think about it. This is Darren McBreen, and I want you to break the matrix at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv and listen to The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on your mind.
A clean, toxic-free body is the foundation of true health. Introducing Deep Cleanse by InfoWarsLife.com, a scientifically formulated blend of nanocolloidal zeolites and organic ingredients that aid the body in cleansing chemicals and toxic metals. We use only the highest quality organic herbs backed by serious research, and we still bring it to you at the best price out there. If you wish to find Deep Cleanse and experience the all-in-one cleansing, visit InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com, or call 888-253-3139.